Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This is awesome! Hello and welcome once again to another Quick Shot review. I'm your host Luke and you are the Cheap Shot Nation, and today we're going to be looking at Psycho 2, the forgotten sequel to the original classic from the 1960s, the Hitchcock classic. This was done in 1983. I mean, we're talking like what, 20 years in the future. I think it was 1960 Psycho. Directed by Richard Franklin and written by Tom Holland. It was a massive task, a mammoth task for them to get this film made, to get Anthony Perkins back in the role of Norman Bates, and just to construct a film that felt really good, a lot different to the original, but still really good, playing on the idea that Norman Bates is still indeed a psycho. And yeah, it's really good. You know, there's a lot of things in here that I really enjoyed. I have seen this film before, but watching it with a fellow gorehound in my good friend Mike, we got into discussion. He's also a psychology teacher, so it was good discussion as well about the whole concept of the film. And it does star Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates. He is back in the role. Apparently he didn't want to be typecast. Apparently he did get typecast. He was Norman Bates pretty much all the way through his film acting career. It stars Vera Miles as Lila Crane Loomis, sister of the original shower scene girl. And I can't remember her name now, but obviously she was Loomis at some point. I will check that before we finish. Meg Tilly stars as Mary Loomis, the daughter of Lily and Lila, daughter of Lila, and Robert Loggia plays Dr. Bill Raymond, who is the psychologist of one Norman Bates. We also have Dennis Frank in there, probably most famous for his role as the flight controller in Die Hard 2, which is really cool. And he plays Warren Toomey, the guy who is running the Bates Motel while Norman Bates is in the hospital, so to speak. So Warren Toomey gets fired. This is how this starts. He gets released. So Norman gets released from the psychiatric hospital through a hearing. Lila does not like this, and then she goes with her daughter and tries to manipulate Norman into becoming mad again and a psycho. And I don't even know why they're doing this. Obviously because killed Marion. That was it, wasn't it? Was it Marion? Marion Crane. That was it. It was Marion. He killed Marion. I think she was the only victim in that film, actually. So if I remember, apart from the very end. And yeah, they don't like it. So daughter is working at the same place as daughter Mary is working at the same place as Norman, as he gets a job straight out of coming out of the hospital. And it goes from there. Toomey gets fired. He looks to take down Norman as well, and the whole idea of these people trying to manipulate Norman into becoming mad again, and then you've got the doctor who is the angel on the other shoulder, and it doesn't work. But there's a little twist at the end, which I'm not going to spoil. I really enjoyed this film. It was very psychological in the way that it did things, and it did things very, very well. And like I say, it's a 20-year sequel in the making, and it's 20 years done right. They don't throw out the lore of the original. They go with the lore of the original, and it works so well. Such a good film. Not the greatest, because they had to go through all sorts and jump through all sorts of flaming hoops to get to where they wanted to go with the film, but it works. It's such a good film, such an underrated gem, an underrated sequel to a classic horror film, and I'm going to give this 3 drunken landlords out of 5. It's not a perfect film, but it's very much worth a watch. So with that being said, have you seen Psycho 2? What do you think of it? Tell us, get in contact with us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. If you've liked this quick shot review, hit the notification bell to know when we upload new content to the channel, and hit that subscribe button to subscribe. It's your help and support that helps us out with this channel and gets us through day to day, doing more videos, getting better equipment and things like that. I've invested in new lighting because of the support you're giving and the subscriptions that are coming fast into the channel. And yeah, I really enjoyed this film. I can't say that enough. I would suggest that you watch it if you can get a hands-on copy of it. Like I say, they're doing a 4K version, a remaster. That's the word I couldn't find when I was reviewing Driller Killer. It's a remaster, and yeah, in 4K, and it looks good. Looks good. The only thing they didn't remaster was the sound, which is a shame. But what are you going to do? You know, you can't have everything. Sound's a lot more difficult to remaster than visual stuff, because you can, you know, fill the holes and gaps and stuff. I would imagine it is anyway. I've never done sound, so I don't know. Anyway, you're the Cheap Shot Nation. Don't forget to go to Close to Order and pick up your shirts. It gives us a little kickback to the channel and helps us to do more content. I've been your host Luke, and you've been the Cheap Shot Nation, and goodbye.
Hiya.